Good afternoon. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and this is our chart lesson for Tuesday, November the 8th. I'm going to do this a little differently today. I'm not going to mark any trades and talk about them. I've already sent you two trade examples today, so they're posted to YouTube. I sent the links to them. I also sent those videos out via SkyDrive so that people that aren't able to view them on YouTube could get a look at them. I'm still working on getting these files smaller. Somebody gave me a hint today. I'm going to try that and see if maybe I can get the videos to be smaller in size so I can send them by SkyDrive and put them on YouTube so that we have them both ways. Because I know some of you told me you can't view YouTube because you live in some country that doesn't allow you to, and I hate that because YouTube makes it real easy. But we'll work around that. It may take me some time. Be patient with me. But anyway, let's talk about how to determine a reversal, what rejection looks like and what acceptance looks like. And when I say rejection, I'm talking about rejection of prices. And when I talk about acceptance, I'm talking about acceptance of prices. And if you remember if this little setup here and these trend lines look familiar, this is our chart from yesterday. And there was a good example here, so I'm going to use yesterday's chart. Remember we had our trend line drawn off these lower two swings here coming up, and then of course once we sold off here we had a trend line coming down off this side. But this is what we look for on reversals, and we'll start up here at this top. We actually had a trend line that probably looked something like this coming up through here. It was probably more like that right there, and look what happened. We got a break of the trend line. We actually had a couple of breaks here, but the first real obvious break was right here, and then we had two little legs up to a new high, and prices sold off. But besides the trend line, assuming the trend line's not there, how would we know that prices were getting weaker here? Of course, we had the double top, which right across there. But look what happened once prices broke higher here. They broke higher, failed, and immediately reversed and just sold off here. Prices didn't hang around up here. Look over here where we had this high. Prices came up here. They tried to make a little double top, and then they broke lower. But look at all these overlapping bars. Prices were overlapping. That is acceptance of prices at this new high. And look what happened. Prices went higher. Kind of the same thing here. And but once we got up here, we kind of had another overlapping bars and then a little sell off there, but once we broke higher here, look what happened. Prices didn't hang around at all. They started making lower lows. That low's lower than that one, and that's a lower high that's lower than all these. And then this low right here took out two previous swing lows. So now we know we got some real. That is what you call rejection of prices at this level. So that's a good sign, and that's a good sign the trend's going to reverse. And look what happened here. We had a two-legged swing right here back to the EMA and back to the trend line. We didn't know the trend line was there yet, but that's a two-legged move. And if you'd have went short there, look what you would have had. So this is rejection. This is acceptance of prices. These two places right here. Now, I wanted to show you this one because this is a great example. We had this trend line coming up here, and normally we want to try to get long off these trend lines. But why didn't we want to get long off this one? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, we had this trend line coming down that was more at a 45-degree angle, so it's probably more valid than this one. But as you can see, this was still a valid trend line because prices were bouncing here and holding. But we didn't get rejection of prices. Look at all these overlapping bars. There was never a good setup to go long right in here because these bars are dojis and overlapping, and look what happened. Every time prices went lower, they reversed, and every time they went higher, they reversed, even though they continued to kind of ride up this trend line. That is acceptance of prices at this level. That's not rejection. But look what happened. We finally had a trend line break and then a sell-off down here to a new low. But look what happened when we made this new low. We kind of had a temporary acceptance right there. When prices tried to go lower, they reversed. Took it a few minutes. But once prices started moving, look how they took off. This is more rejection right in here of prices. And we really had rejection out of this little area right here going higher. We had acceptance at this high when we made this high. Look at all those overlapping bars. No reason to try to go short out of that. And when prices broke lower, they failed and turned up, and they got rejected off the EMA there. And look at that. And prices continued up all day. So this is what rejection looks like. This is what acceptance looks like, all these overlapping bars. So learn to spot that. And here we go. This is in the overnight, so it's not as valid. But look what happened when prices broke higher here. They didn't hang around up here. They sold off, and they came down here. And guess where they bounced? Right off that trend line from yesterday. So that trend line still showing some validity. Look, it bounced off of it again here and here. And these were good for scalps, even though the trend was coming down. And I wouldn't have probably taken this one, but I probably would have taken this one because that's a failed second entry short. And actually, I think this was the one we did our lesson on today. So yes, definitely would have taken this one. Was that the one? I'm not sure if that's it or not. Looks like it. I'd have to pull the lesson back out, but I think that's where we did go long. And you can see we had that failed second entry short, and then prices went higher. And then we had another bounce here, same kind of thing. But then we sold off down here, and prices reversed. But you're looking now. Here's a good example. This afternoon, we made a new high here, but look, prices made a new high here, but prices hung around here. They didn't sell off, and then what happens? Prices break lower below these, and they traps people, and then they reverse it. But that's acceptance of prices. This is acceptance of prices. All of this up through here, no reason to be trying to get short. This is acceptance of prices, and we got a trend line coming up through here. So learn to spot rejection and acceptance. And let me show you this. Let me show you a couple more things, and we're going to call it a day here. Even though that's two legs down, actually, let me show you before that. I think I already showed you that. There's one leg right there. I think that's why we took this, part of the reason why we took this trade. There's the second leg, and then the reversal. And, of course, we had this trend line coming up through here, too, which I didn't show you that earlier. I was trying to show you the two legs and so forth. And but look at this right here. These two legs are one leg, and then this is a center correction. And then there's your other leg down. It didn't quite make it as far, but the reason being is we had a trend line. This line right here was kind of holding prices, and look what happened each time it touched it. And that basically fits this price action up here. And so anyway, look for these two-legged moves. And remember this, the other example I gave you today was right here off this little two-legged correction. And if you remember me saying this might be the middle of a bigger move, and if it is, it's probably going to be a measured move. So let's measure this move up and see what happened today. It might actually be right here. I'm not sure. But there's the first leg, and there's the second leg. And look where prices got to. So that would have been a nice target. And look at this little move right here. Once you got this leg up right here and you had a pullback, there's leg one, there's leg two, and look where prices sold off. Here's another one. This is probably the first leg up, and there's the second leg up, and look where prices sold off. And that's where you had the two-legged correction. So learn to spot this stuff. This is a leg up, then a two-legged. Even though this looks real choppy, this is basically a two-legged correction. And then there's your second leg, and look where prices sold off. So learn to spot this stuff. Learn the difference between acceptance and rejection. Acceptance looks like this, where you got all these overlapping matching bars and stuff in here, and rejection looks more like when prices rocket out of there. This is all acceptance. This is rejection right here. This is rejection off the low, off that trend line. This is pretty much rejection here. Prices didn't hang around. This is definitely rejection here. This actually started as acceptance, then broke lower, made a new high. And look what happened here. We broke lower and didn't go very far and failed, and then we went higher. And look at this swing high. It's higher than these two. That's a clue that buyers are getting stronger. We're probably overdone on this move down, and then we pull back down. When we make that double bottom and turn up, look what happened. Prices didn't hang around long at all. They rocketed off. That is rejection of prices. This was rejection up here again. But that's what rejection looks like. Prices don't hang around. They try to go higher or lower, and they reverse, and they rocket out of there. So learn to watch this stuff. But I'm going to call it a day today. You've already got your 2 trade examples. I'm going to try to do this occasionally when I get done early with my trading. It's kind of tough to trade live trades with my real money and then try to record those, because it gets I just don't want to mix all that up and start giving back money on my trades, because I'm concentrating on getting confused trying to record and keep up with my trade and all that. So when I get done early, I will do some small trades that with 1 or 2 contracts, the way most of you guys will probably be trading, and we'll go from there. And but I'll try to do this on days when I'm done early, like I was today. And I'll continue to do trade examples and chart lessons and different things, trend lines and different kind of things. We'll dwell more into some of this stuff, but continue. I've had good feedback on the videos. Again, I know I'm not an expert at this. Doing the videos, I'm not polished. I probably stutter and hum around a lot, and a lot of you probably may even have trouble understanding my southern accent. But hopefully I will get better at this, and I'll get better at getting the video smaller and shorter. And but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and I will see you next time. Thanks.